Hello, everybody. And this, out of all my shrimp tanks, I've got like 40 or 50 of them going now. They're all big tanks. This right here is my favorite shrimp tank of them all. I get the most personal enjoyment out of this tank of any of them. And it's a mixed tank. I've made my own red realies from mixing my reds and my blue jellies. So I put my lesser reds, my lesser blue jellies. And when I breed out my projects, what I'm trying to do with the red realies, I'll breed out 800 shrimp in a 20-gallon tank. I'll keep 20, 30 of them. And then the rest come in here. And we got lots of really cool shrimp. Everything between from blue dreams to reds are in this tank. So what we're going to be doing here in this video is, as you can see, the moss, and there's a little bit of algae in here, but not a lot. So what we're going to do is clear out all the extra moss that we don't want. I have 2 buckets sitting here full of water. The moss with algae will go in one, and then the keeper moss will go in another. The keeper moss we will put in the moss pond to sell on my website, markshellyaquatics.com. So, and another reason I really need to get this under control, because not only do I like it and I want it to look nice, but months ago, I turned this into my Jungle Val farm, and the Jungle Val is getting swallowed up. We got a nice patch of it spreading here. In fact, I started adding little bits to the website to sell. Jungle Val's all the way out to here, and I pulled out a lot to sell right in that spot. But we got to get, I got a spray bar with a UV, because this tank, when it was going, I first set it up, it had a horrible green water problem. So first we're going to tackle this, the spray bar. Now, there are thousands and thousands of shrimp scattered all throughout this tank. So let's get this tank looking good again, and we'll be able to get a good look at the shrimp in here. So I think most of this moss on the spray bar and going all the way down to on top of the filter, most of that has algae in it, but most of this is looking good. So let's get this stuff first. All right, here we go. Now we got to be super careful, because there's so many shrimp in this tank. Holy moly. Look at them all come falling off. Look at all the baby shrimp. Look at all of them. It's all just coming off in one giant go. Oh my goodness. Look at that. So this is like at the very tip top of the water, or the spray bar. That's on the spray bar, obviously. We just showed you that. But it's like half out of the water, half under the water. As I do my weekly water changes, and a little bit between weekly water changes, the water evaporate down a little bit, and it gets up out of the water, and this moss will do that. So, and this all has really hard, full of algae. So I'm going to go through each little bit. There's little plants in here. I'm not sure what these are. That's Jungle Val. That's a baby Jungle Val. Broke loose and decided to float. So we're going to go through here, one little bit at a time, doing our best to make sure we get all the baby shrimps out of the moss. Come on. Alright, so we'll finish this part, then we'll do the top of the filter. Ooh, that's a really cool blue red really, baby. There's some super awesome ones in here. Alright, let's get this done. Alright, so that's done. So let's focus our attention over here. And it's like the top of the filter there and how the light situation is. You know, it's just how this always ends up going, it seems like. Now, I had been doing a really good job keeping up with the algae issues that this tank always has because we got a window right here. And algae in this tank has been a battle since the day I set it up here. But it's not completely horrible. When I stay on top of it, pull it out. Come on, shrimp. I see a blue jelly on there. Alright. Alright, let's get this finished and then we'll start unveiling what's underneath all this moss on the bottom. Well, it actually looks like, except for the very tip top of it, this is clean moss. So I'm double checking as I go through. If I see even one little speck of hair algae, that right there. So all this whole handful, since there's just one little speck, will go in the trash bucket because I don't want hair algae in my moss pond. That is the moss I sell, and I go to great lengths to make sure I'm selling the cleanest moss possible. That all looks good. Look at a little baby shrimp just dive bomb off as I do this. Ooh, they're so pretty. It's like I was talking to a lady the other day. I suggested she try these, and she's like, I don't want to mix different ones together. I don't want wild ones. That's what everyone assumes because that's what, and most of the time you're right. But with this unique blend, because they all come from, they're very close related, and they all come from the same two lines that I've been working with over the last however many years. And I've been mixing these together for probably about 4 years now, trying to make red Rillies, and then all that's evolved into other things too. Blue red Rillies, blue jelly red Rillies, whatever you want to call them. Oh, there's still, oh, look at this right here. There's still some right here. And there's a ton of shrimp just dive bombing. Come on. Oh my God. This clump is so big. Look at all the shrimp on there. Well, there's a lot more light now. Shake the shrimp off. Yeah, see, because right there at the top, see how it's brown right there? That is most likely from me frying it with hydrogen peroxide, trying to kill. This always grows some moss, and there's all up on the spray bar, but there's always algae in it because it's literally almost touching the light. It's less than like 2 or 3 inches from the spray bar. All right, let's double check. That's mostly good over there. Along the spray bar. There's a little bit right here I missed. And still more up here. Crazy. Now, I don't want to pick off every little bit that's stuck on, because that little tiny bit that's stuck on will grow back. Because this looked pretty sweet. I had some comments the last time I did a video on this, where the jungle val looks super awesome with a little popping up out of the moss. Well, now the moss is winning. So let's get started taking down this moss. Seeing what we got underneath here, I'm excited. Look at all the shrimp that scared out already. At the end here, when we get it all looking pretty, I'll put out some food and we'll be able to see all the shrimp in here. All right. Let's make sure. I did see a few little bits of algae over here, but not a lot. Actually, this thing is actually spent a lot of effort trying to make it look good. So I've spent like a whole bunch of money on a pot in the back here. You can't even see it now. Let's see what we got. We don't want to pull up the valve, so we need to be careful with that. One little bit of moss at a time. All right, this is what we got. Taking out all the moss. Blue jellies, reds, red realies, and various forms of in between. And they're everywhere in here. Now, look at that. I said I've done a lot of things, and I love the lines. I really do love. Oh, that one there is a cool blue red really. And there are blue dream types in here as well. Maybe we'll come across those. So let's put a piece of food out. This is what the tank looks like now. And this crypt, see if I can find the clip. Oh, look what we found. I found a little baby crypt. I think we can allow a crypt in here. I think we can allow it. Let's see. How about right there, smack dab in the middle? More towards the front though, because we're going to let Val have most of this tank. This plant was just a little tiny random baby I found in a pile of moss when I planted this. And look at it now. So we don't want it perfect. I didn't get every little piece of moss out because we want the moss to grow back. But now we've reclaimed our jungle val farm. And we can see and catch shrimp easier. Okay, so let's put an algae wafer out and see what we can see. All right. Let's see what we got. Look at all the capabilities or possibilities here. We got reds, blue jellies, red realies, blue red realies, red riding hoods, blue red riding hoods, and very rarely even an odd blue dream. Let's take a look at some of what we got here. Wow. And you really don't, the most wild you're going to get is like a crappy blue jelly. And some of the blue jellies that randomly are bred in here are like some of the best blue jellies I've seen. It's kind of, we got shrimp all over there still. I guess if you had to pick a wild, it's almost like a colorless blue jelly, a white shrimp. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's the worst they get. There's a pretty decent blue red, really. Well, see if we can find a. There's a blue dream looking one. How cool is that? Pretty cool. There's a nice blue red, really. Now, obviously, you sacrifice quality when you mix these together. And to begin with, they are lessers from all my various projects, so essentially, this is just a coal tank, but I love it. This is my favorite tank I've ever had. Fish, shrimp, any. I sit here every night on the edge of my bed, just looking at all the different crazy color combinations that are possible when you mix red and blue jellies. How many wilds do you see? I don't see. I mean, you can't say you'll never get wilds. But I sure do like the results. Oh man, favorite tank ever. All right, everybody. So this was my first video since the holidays. So I apologize for that. With the holidays, doing the family thing, and I also had to change one of my medications I'm on, and that was kind of rough. Spent some days really, really sick to my stomach. But all of that is sorted now, and I honestly feel better than I have in years right now. So that is good, and so I'm back in the YouTube swing of things. I appreciate y'all hanging in there with me and checking out my shrimp stuff. Look at all that jungle val. Jungle val. That crypt is going to end up getting too big too quick. Oh my goodness. All right, everyone. Thank you guys for watching. Bye. Moss, baby. Woo!